So I'm on my laptop, so it is horrible, the camera. But I'm actually only doing this live to try something to see if we can get rid of some spammers on my channel. But if you're on, make sure you say hello. I'm going to type. I'm really just using this again as a way to see if we can clean up my channel a little bit, because there's been some bots on my channel and it's been very frustrating for everybody. So, hey, Kirsten. Hey, Cody. But yeah, so we're going to try this real quick and see what happens. And then, yeah, I'm going to see what I can do during. I think I'm going to do it so that it's 30-second part. Hey guys. So right now I'm doing this live as a test because on my last actual live, there was some bots and some spammers, and I'm going to try and clean up my channel and see if I can't get rid of the problems that we had. So I'm actually on my laptop, so the quality isn't the best. The lighting isn't the best. No, you have to sit next to me. Oh, you want more nummies? Okay. Nummies. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm going to give him some more nummies. Yeah. My little partner in crime is here with me. So just bear with me. But anyway, yes. So Robbie's actually doing really well. He is getting better. He's made definite progress, and he's actually, so right now we're watching Thomas. We're not watching Cocomelon. We're not going to talk about it so that we don't have to start watching that show. But anyway, he's actually going to go into, is it bright or dark outside? Dark. But anyway, so he's actually going into a step-down treatment center, so he won't have as many restrictions. He'll be able to cook his own food, stuff like that. Right now, he has to go to a cafeteria, and he eats meals that are provided to him every day. So he's really looking forward to a little bit more freedom. He should be able to do his own laundry and stuff, so he'll gain a little bit of independence and kind of work on moving towards independent living at some point, so that, you know, eventually, hopefully, after he's completed all of his treatment programs, then hopefully he can live as a rehabilitated adult and be able to kind of have some of that independence and freedom. Obviously, that comes with an expectation for him to, to keep up on his therapies and make sure he's doing that kind of work. But no, he will never be allowed around my other children. Whenever they're adults, they can make that decision for themselves. As of right now, they have no desire to have a relationship with him. And so, oh no, Tia, that's awful. But yeah, as of right now, they don't wish to have a relationship with him, and I'm not going to force or make them have a relationship. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you go like the video for Haley. Haley's somebody who watches my channel regularly, and she suffers from epilepsy. Had half of her brain removed, and she keeps track of my likes, and it makes her day. So she's also the one that I made the cape for. So, yeah. I don't even know what that means. Sway. But yeah, so thanks. But yeah, so he's doing really well, and we're really looking forward to seeing him progress. He's having healthy thoughts and urges at this time. He hasn't had any inappropriate ones in quite a while, and he did just have to do an accountability test to measure whether or not he is being 100% honest and truthful when it comes to his urges. The test kind of measures where he's at in that regard. It is the same one that he took previously that exposed, sorry, the baby just slobbered on me, that exposed, you know, that he liked different violent scenarios and stuff like that. So I haven't seen the test results yet, but I do know that he got them on Tuesday, and he's going over them and having time to process them. And so, no, it's not a polygraph. It's actually more reliable than a polygraph. So polygraphs are actually quite unreliable because they don't really tell whether or not somebody is being truthful. They tell whether or not there's deception. And also, him being on the spectrum, Oftentimes he doesn't fully understand the question. So if he doesn't, he can easily pass by giving a response that he thinks he's supposed to give versus the actual truth, because sometimes he doesn't mean it's over here. Sometimes he doesn't mean to be deceptive, but he does give the answer that he feels is appropriate, and therefore he has passed in the past by giving false answers. So the baby, you want the baby to yell that? Probably not going to happen. But anyway, no, this is the test where he takes it and it kind of tells like what his preferred age group is and what his preferred preferences are when it comes to that department. Also, there's 21 of you watching, so make sure you go like the video. There's only 7 likes so far. Robbie doesn't live here, so that doesn't even make sense for him to yell that. And I feel like you're being a troll, so let's not be like that. But anyway. Yeah. But yeah, so things are going really good. He's making serious progress. Oh my goodness, there is not Kristin Piper dolls, you guys. You guys are too much, seriously. Anyway, but yeah, no, he's made good progress, and we're actually really happy and proud of him. And I do know that he's not lying or manipulating to me, because I wasn't buying into it for a very long time, and I was very cautiously optimistic. And it was months of me seeing change before I was starting to accept or believe that he actually has made progress. I'm not naive, and I certainly... Okay, here. Sorry. Is that nasty? Okay, great. Yeah. The baby just decided he didn't like his snack, and so he spit it out. That was fun. This video. So... not to burst the bubble, Julian, but I could have cared less about meeting Dr. Phil, with all due respect. And he knows that I feel that way. It just wasn't like a big deal to me. I never went on there to meet Dr. Phil. It was never about Dr. Phil. It was about the fact that my son was going to be released, and he still needed treatment, and he couldn't live in society alone. And I didn't feel safe with him being released and independently living, to protect him and any potential victims, because at this point he still wasn't fully treated and he wasn't in a good place where he felt like that was safe. We didn't feel like that was safe. But anyway, yeah, that's, the only reason we even went on the show or wrote to him. Honestly, I don't really remember the experience. I remember being nervous to talk about it just because I was nervous of like what he was going to say or like what help he was going to offer. Outside of that, I couldn't have cared less. So yeah, I honestly, and like in my head, I was like, I hope I don't cry, because every time you cry, like he gives you a hanky or whatever. I do still have my hanky, but I don't even remember him handing it to me, or like, I don't know. I don't really remember that. Yeah. The other kids are doing really well. We all have moved on as a family. We're very close, and it's been almost, it's going on 3 years since he's been out of the house. So things are like, we've established our new normal, and everybody's happy and healthy, and we go on and continue as a family. And right before the show aired, we actually like removed his pictures from the main housing areas because it was really hard for the kids. And so that was hard on me, but we still have pictures in my bedroom, like my husband and I do. But, overall, it's been pretty healthy, and everybody's moving forward. And, we don't really talk a lot about Robbie. And he's accepted that our relationship looks a lot different, and he is separate from the household. He understands that it'll always be like me, him, and daddy, but that he won't have a relationship with the other siblings. And he completely respects that and understands that. and he was able to work through that in therapy. And at first that was really hard for him, but now he completely respects that and understands the why. And he also, has said that like if they ever choose something differently, like so be it. But he's actually respected the boundaries, which is they've asked not to be discussed with him whatsoever. They don't want him asking about them. They don't want to be discussed to him. And so he understands that and he respects that and we respect that. So that's been really healthy. Yes, our other kids go to therapy. Um, I definitely didn't really want to talk about Robbie on this live, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm not triggered or anything. So sorry. Yeah, no, the other kids definitely all have therapists and they all work through, their own traumas. And my husband's 2 daughters who live in the house also, who are very much mine, but they have childhood trauma that they work through as well with their therapists because, all 3 of them were raised by the same people. So they definitely have. I don't really want to discuss my house with you. I don't really feel like that's your business. But it's big enough to house 5 kids. But yeah, so yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So everybody has their own therapist. Everybody's doing really well. They've all been making progress and healing, and we've been working through all of the trauma that that's kind of imposed on our family in general. And we've all been making progress, and we all have healed, and we're just close as a family and just working through it. But overall, like it's not something that affects them on a daily basis, and they don't often talk about Robbie, and it's not something that's like really like a huge. Okay, Sway. This is your final warning. No, the baby's not going to be yelling that. Please stop asking. You are already muted one time. If you continue, you will be removed from the channel. Thank you, Cody. Yeah, so the other day when I went to the grocery store, like my husband's daughter, there was an incident where I had to have her back and I defended her, and I was like, she was just like, Mom, like, she's like, I thought like, she's like, I didn't know what was going to happen because I know how protective you are of us. And I was like, abso-freaking-lutely. They are mine. It's okay. Everybody gets a warning. You've had yours, and we'll move forward. But yeah, so everybody gets a warning. You've had yours, and we'll move forward. But yeah, so welcome back. It's me. But yeah, so things have been going really well here. I definitely have a firm mama voice. And what really cracks me up is like some people. So one of my first lives, it might have been my very first live ever where I was giving an update. My daughter, who was 13 at the time, 14 at the time, went outside and bounced a basketball in my video after I asked them to please stay inside because I was going to go outside and make my video. And my husband knew that he was to watch the kids and they were to stay inside. They knew they were to stay inside. Well, my daughter, the one who she's working through some of her trauma, she always felt like she had to like seek out attention, and it's something that she works on. And so she went outside intentionally, snuck outside and bounced a ball in my video. So I gave her like that firm mama look. And people get really pissed off at me over like that look I gave her, but like nobody understands or like accepts the fact that like she was very much told like, don't go outside. I'm going to do a live. This is already really hard for me. Yeah, I was extremely stressed out and very nervous doing the live. And so it was like a really overwhelming experience for me as it was. And then she intentionally went out there because she was mad at me because she just wanted me to like spend and give her attention. Whenever I focused on Robbie in the beginning, she would get very jealous. And so later on after the video, her and I talked about it, and she just said like, she was just like mad and she like wanted to like make me mad. And she's like, I shouldn't have done it, but she's like, I was just acting out and I don't know why. And her and I talk about it, and now we laugh about it. Like we laugh so hard about it. It's the same daughter who at the grocery store I had to have her back. But now we laugh about it and we're like, oh my gosh, like that's the funniest thing ever. People think I'm such like a mean person because I gave my daughter the mom look. And I'm like, I just can't. Hi, Haley Lynn. Oh gosh. No. No. You can't be on the camera, baby. Okay. Do you want more trains?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you more trains. Here's a whole bucket of trains. There you go. Daddy's coming in the room in a minute. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so I just had to save the baby from being on the live. I might have to blur out that section. But anyway, no one mess with Kristin when Mama Bear comes out. Yeah, no, you don't want to mess with Mama Bear. Mama Bear is not only firm to her cubs, but she's also firm to people. So, like, don't mess with my kids because you will see a different side of me and you will not like that side of me. But I like that side of me because that side of me will protect her cubs above all else. So don't mess with my cubs. But yeah, no, seriously though, like we laughed so hard, her and I, over that whole incident. And she like still is like, I feel so bad about it because she's like, I knew it was a really big deal for you, but I just like didn't want you dealing with the whole Robbie situation and like you give it so much attention. And like for a while I did. It was a little bit consuming. And now like they know that I have very, very strong boundaries and I only get to speak to him 10 minutes 3 times a week. And most of the time they're not here. They might be at school or wherever. So they're a lot more accepting of like the relationship now. Sorry, I'm reading the comments.
No.
Aw, Cody, I'm sorry that happened. That's horrible. Just the hair, Tia. Thank gosh. He's so bad, but he's actually being really good, so I'm not going to complain. Because Daddy went to get a shower real quick. And so I was really just doing this live as a test to kind of see if we could control the chat that's going on. And so it seems a lot more productive than my last chat. So, I mean, that's really good. But I don't think it started until around like 20-some minutes. So I'm not totally sure it's going to go well. But we're going to try this. But yeah, he's just sitting next to me playing with trains on the couch and watching, of course, his favorite, which is Thomas. You know, it's a close. Yeah, Thomas. You love Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's doing that, and we love Thomas. And he also likes Cocomelon, but we're not talking about Cocomelon. Thank you, Sway. I try really hard to be a good mom. It's not easy. It's difficult making those decisions, but I tried really hard to emotionally remove myself when making the decisions that I made because it's important that not only was I protecting him, but I also needed to protect everyone that could be involved and everybody that was involved. So I've always tried to be a good mom, but I've also taught my children morals and values and that we live by certain standards and that I cannot and will not ever support certain things. And so they know like I love them regardless, but they know that I will always support them as the sinner, but I won't ever enable or support the sin. I definitely don't give up on my kids. Robbie's in treatment. Yeah. He's so cute. So we bought all these little mini trains recently, and he's playing with them, and they're all falling down in the couch. Here, let's put some back in here. We don't lose them. There you go.
Wow.
Whoa. But they're like the cutest little trains ever. Have you guys seen these? They're little mini Thomases, and you like get them in these kits, and it's like a little surprise. But they're so cute. Oh, thanks, Tracy. Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of updates on Robbie, but most importantly, he got treatment. He was not put in juvenile detention or locked up, as some people like to say. He was not locked up. He was actually, we were always treatment focused, and it's always been about getting him help, not about punishing him. You know, he was very, very ill, so he definitely just needed help and encouragement and support. And so we've just tried our best to love him and support him through his own struggles. And, you know, what actually motivated him the most, and he'll be the first to tell you, and he is going to do a recording. He wanted to do it already for my channel. But I'm just not ready to give up my time with him because it's so limited at this program. We only get to talk for 10 minutes 3 times a week. And I'm just not willing to give up my time for you guys to hear from him. No offense. But when he moves to the next program, so like next month, he gets an hour a day. So at that point, we'll do like a voice conversation on my live, so you guys can kind of like ask questions or like talk to him, or like he gets to have his own voice or whatever. But yeah, the baby is not a piggy one.
I know.
He is the active kid. He's fun. Thank you, Lisa, and AKA Nico. Thank you, and Haley.
I know.
How do you deal with negative comments about your life and everything that's happened? So negativity just doesn't hold a place in my heart. Like there's no power over a person's words. And I live by one saying, which is, well, I live by many sayings. Worry less, pray more is one of them. But life is 10% what happens to you and 90% is what you make of it. So like the initial reaction or like feeling you get from another person, like that's like the 10%. But then like you get that 90% reaction. So you kind of have to choose and accept and establish like, what am I going to do with this information? So if somebody says something negative or is mean towards me or my family, I just don't feed into negativity, and I don't accept other people's problems as my own. So if somebody is really negative or awful, then honestly, that's their problem, not my problem. And so I pray for them. At the end of the day, I forgive them and I love them. And, like it's not easy to love people who are really negative or harmful. And there's a difference between like loving them and forgiving them. And then there's a difference between enabling them and empowering them. So I definitely cut off the power. I block people from my channel if they're being negative. Like I don't have time for that. And I definitely don't enable the behavior. I don't give them a response or feed into their drama. If you don't, feed a flame, it doesn't take off. So I don't feed their flames. And I definitely don't take on other people's problems as my own. Because again, that's a reflection of them and their like ugly heart. It's not a reflection of me or my heart. Everybody gets an opinion, but it doesn't make it right. So Sway, I already answered that in this live. I didn't really have a feeling about going on Dr. Phil. Again, I don't really care about meeting Dr. Phil. And I did a second episode. It hasn't aired yet. And I didn't care then either. And they actually asked me like a question like that. And they said, what do you want to thank him for or something? I said, well, I went on his show, so he can thank me, but he didn't come on my channel. So I was like, I don't know. I forget exactly like what the question was. And then I was kidding. And I was like, but if he wants to come on my channel, you let him know he's welcome. And they just kind of laughed about it, but I've never made it a big deal. And like, you only talk to him when you're on camera. You don't talk to him outside of being on camera. Yeah. Unhappy people don't like happy people for sure. Let me see. Can you close this door slightly? And you can't be on this live at all. This is on my actual channel. So pull that door. Hold on. Just blocking out the corner. Yeah, because you can see like right there. Yeah, so don't come on this side of that door. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad to hear she was dehydrated. And not like, sorry, that sounded horrible. Yeah. I'm happy to hear she was dehydrated and not needing like serious medical attention. I didn't finish my statement. I'm sorry.
Oh, Bill.
Do you like One Day at a Time TV sitcom? I don't watch that. Versus Cassandra Effect versus Carol Times. Why not? My mom is home now. Kind people are my kind of people. Me too. I love kind people. I think that more people should spread kindness and love. For a living, I am a personal shopper. So I actually there's a lot of elderly in my community who haven't been able to go out. And so I go and do all of their grocery shopping, their Christmas shopping, like whatever they need. There's a lot of need here. And so I go out and help my community, and I do a lot of shopping, and I don't charge anything. I just let them tip me whatever they think is fair. So, and then also, yeah, I do life coaching on the side. I've done that for a few years, and Reiki and stuff like that as well. My apologies, you're good. Imagine Dr. Phil just pops out of nowhere and be like, Now I'm here.
Come
I would be like, hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel. You can join the chat just like everybody else. Maybe that's horrible, but I don't know. I've said this a lot of times, but I don't really look at famous people as being more valuable. I don't think Dr. Phil's any more important than myself or you. I don't think I'm above you. I think that we're all equals. He just happens to have more money than I do and more money than you do. But that doesn't make him like better than you or me. It just makes him have more like value, status in that regard, but it doesn't make him more valuable of a human being. So I'm trying to do another live. I did it from the couch because we were just kind of testing it because of what happened earlier. We found a way to slow down my chat so you can only comment like every minute or 30 seconds or whatever. So we're trying to like test this out. It's right at that fragile moment where the troll jumps on. So did you show Daddy all your trains?
No,
Yeah, show Daddy.
Dude, how do you not like burnt peanuts?
You guys are gonna play trains. Peanuts, yeah. The baby is having the time of his life. He really is. He has so many trains and he's so excited because I went. So for those of you who don't know, I told on my Facebook, but so I found out they had like these little mini Thomases. And so I had gift cards at Target and Walmart, and the baby didn't get a lot for Christmas because I didn't really know what to get him. He wasn't really into anything. He was still super cute, but he just wasn't into a lot of things at that time. So I just kind of like sat on it and got him like a few things, but so I went to Target and they had series 1. There was 12 different trains. So I kind of like peeked in the boxes at Target. Shh, don't have, because they're supposed to be a surprise, but I didn't want to like gamble my money on a surprise. I wanted all 12 trains. So I peeked in the boxes and I got my 12 trains and I was so excited. So then I went to Walmart to see if they had different series since there was like other versions out there, you know? So then they had series 3 and there's 24 trains in that series. Or maybe I had this backwards. I'm not sure, but one of them has series 1, one of them has series 3. So then I peeked in the boxes at Walmart and I got him a whole bunch of trains there with my gift cards. Now, in that series, he's missing like 8 trains, but I just didn't really want to spend anything outside of the gift card. So yeah. So we didn't get him like all the trains, but there's like 8 more trains and it would be like $25 for the final 8 trains. And I'm going to get them eventually. And then if I can find series 2 anywhere, I'd like to get him those too. But he really, really likes them. So I'm really happy because there's not a lot of toys that my 2-year-old plays with. He is on the autism spectrum. And so he really struggles with like pretend play. And so him and Daddy are pretend playing with the trains down on the floor now. And I'm like super excited about it because I don't want to cry, but he really struggles with playing with toys and stuff. So seeing him like light up and be so happy playing with these is just like making my whole night because it has been such a journey with him. So my firstborn, my son, he also has autism, but he was more, so they're both very high functioning, but my other son, he took on to vocabulary, and once he took on to it, it kind of took off and he was able to like communicate. With the baby now, he doesn't really communicate very well, and he doesn't do pretend play very well or like understand like WH questions and stuff, so it's been a real struggle. But now he's pretend playing with these trains and it's like making my whole life. I love my kids, like you have no idea. And then they have like little victories like this. It's just like the greatest thing ever. So sorry, but he's having like this victory and I'm just like so happy because I've been doing all the therapy. Like he has 3 different therapists and we do therapy all week, and it's been like a lot trying to get him to like do these things, you know? And he finally like found something. He's finally finding something he loves. He loves Coco Melon and he loves Thomas. So I'm just super proud of him and really excited for this victory. Because I bought him a train table. So this was like, I bought him a train table last year and he took all the track and snapped them all in half. So, Oh, that's actually not, that's not a spammer. That's actually like a person who talks on my channel. Their name is super inappropriate, but they're not a troll. So it's okay, Kirsten. But yeah, so is Bear still drawing? I don't know what she's doing. She was doing something with saran wrap. Ugh, I definitely need to drink more water. How did you know that they have autism? My mom was going to get me tested when I was little, but didn't. Now I'm an adult, and I don't know how to go about figuring it out. Any tips? So my husband has it, and he's an adult. He's probably at Asperger's level. I just know a lot about it.
Adult?
Yeah, he's a child. Sorry, he corrected me. My husband is a child who wears big adult clothing. You're so funny. But anyway, no. I just kind of know like the red flags to look for, and like lining up objects, spinning in circles, staring at ceiling fans, being obsessed with wheels, walking on. So my baby curls his toes under like this and walks on them. That has to be extremely painful, but for him, it's sensory stim. He also screams randomly just for vocal stim. And he finds different ways to like stimulate himself. He also has very, very massive tantrums where it could be like an hour long because he just doesn't know how to communicate. And so he tries his best to communicate, but he just gets really frustrated. So kind of like those types of situations, not liking certain textures on your hands, or getting messy things on your face, different textures in your mouth, sensory issues such as loud noises, stuffing your mouth, extreme reactions to hot and cold, whether it's on your hands, your feet, your mouth, hating certain textures in clothing. Gosh, I could probably go on, but yeah, so no, my husband decided. Oh, wow, what a big train that is. How cool. That's so cool. Mommy's proud of you. That's a big train, baby. But yeah, so no, my husband, so we could have him tested, but it's $500. We just don't really see the point in actually getting the test when both my son, his therapist, and then my husband's therapist, that's like a psychologist, they all agree he's very likely to be on the spectrum. And so we've just always kind of accepted that he's on the spectrum. But he's never been officially diagnosed. Now my son's been diagnosed, his son's been diagnosed, and then the baby, our son, has been diagnosed. So yeah, so it definitely runs in the family. So the fact that both of his sons have it also points to a high probability that he's likely to have autism spectrum disorder. But yeah. We don't really have a lot of allergies.
A long train.
Gosh, I wish I could show you guys him doing this whole pretend play thing. He has like 12 trains locked together and he's driving them all over my coffee table. And he's just like, he thinks it's the greatest thing ever. And it really is the greatest thing ever. He's like super proud of himself right now. And Daddy is just like being the best cheerleader ever. I know. I really want my dragon drink. And tomorrow their truck comes in. So I'm going to go later in the day and hope that they got in their peach and guava. Because today I went to my Starbucks, everyone, and they definitely like completely messed up my whole freaking order. They didn't have Trenta cups. They didn't have peach. They didn't have guava. They only filled my cup 2/3 of the way full and thought that that was acceptable. I didn't say anything to them. I just ended up writing Starbucks. So it's whatever. It says there's motion at our front door.
Maybe need to let the dogs out.
I'm proud of you.
Why?
Because you just use the kids' name appropriately without outing their actual names on my live. Good husband. It's a dragon drink plus guava plus peach plus lemonade. And you got to make sure it's the dragon drink, not the dragon refresher, because it has to have the coconut milk. You said your husband has Asperger's. My fiance has Asperger's, and he had issues paying attention to important things and just being present. Do you guys have that issue or any advice? So Mickey, that's probably likely a separate issue, but it's very, very common for somebody with autism spectrum disorder to also have ADHD or ADD. And yes, my husband has a lot of issues paying attention and staying focused and hearing me when I go on about something. So if I like have 2 sentences of instructions, he's not going to receive that. I have to make a 1-step direction or 1 sentence of directions. And even then, if it's too long of a sentence, he's not going to hear the second part. So I might as well just give him like 1 step at a time, or I'm going to grow very, very frustrated because he'll even be like, okay, and you'll think he hears
You
you,
don't
but
speak
he
like you
doesn't.
think you do.
I do speak like I think I do. Does he really, or is he that good? Rick laughing in the background. Yes, he's laughing in the background. I don't know who Captain Kirk is. Hi, Zach.
Star Trek.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. I never watched Star Trek or Star Wars. We've been over this, people. If you haven't already, make sure you go like my video for Haley. She's on, and she does not like when people don't like the video. It's important to her. She has epilepsy and had half of her brain removed. And she's my superhero. I made her a cape. So I definitely think I have a piece of hair in my mouth. Sorry. Yeah, definitely go like the video for her. One of my best friends over 20 years has Asperger's. He's brutally honest and incredibly intelligent. Yeah, isn't that honesty just a killer sometimes? Rick is also very brutally honest, and so is my son. And actually today, my son came to me concerned, and I was really like taken back by him and like really, really impressed. So my firstborn, my son, he came to me and said, he's like, Mom, I'm really kind of worried about you. Over the last week, you've been really stressed out, and you've let things have been getting to you, and you've been like letting them get to you, and it's just getting worse. He said, I don't really feel like you've taken a lot of time for yourself, and I feel like that you need to take a little bit of time for yourself and like do something that makes you happy. He's like, I know you really liked volleyball, but I know that like you're not that into it right now. And he's like, so what can you do for you that you get time to yourself, that you can do something every week to make sure that like you're taking care of you and like loving yourself? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like my son said that to me. That was like the like high level thinking, like incredibly sweet and like just so like amazing, because I always talk to my kids about this. I'm like, what are you guys doing for you? Like, how are you loving yourself right now? Hi, Stacy. I am. So we actually like had that conversation. He was like, let's go to Target and just walk around, and let's go to like Walmart. He's like, what do you need? Or he was like, what's something you don't need but you want? And I was like, well, I really want to get the baby some trains, but I've been avoiding it because I don't want to spend extra money right now because my husband's not really working because he's going to school. So like I'm trying to save money and not like irresponsibly spend. And so he's like, well, let's just go. And I was like, I do have gift cards, so and I had a couple things to return, so I got more gift cards. So I was like, let's go. Yeah, you're right. And so we went and got Starbucks, and then we walked around and we just like found all these trains, and he was like my little partner in crime, and he was absolutely like amazing. I don't know what an Oculus is. Thank you, Stacy. And yes, Ninja is amazing. He's just like, he and I just like, we connect and like our brain waves just connect. And he's always just had this really special place in my heart because when he was on this, like diagnosed on the spectrum and all the therapy we went through, and then like I went through my divorce with his dad, and you know, he was just always this bright light that always just like helped me to heal. And my daughter, she was born, but she was a newborn when we were going through a divorce. She was like still a baby, not even one whenever we separated. And so like my son has just always held this like special place in my heart where it's just like he knows the right things to say, and he just like always can tell whenever I just like need a mommy son moment. And so he's just so cool. And I love that because he's going to be 14 very, very soon. And to be able to have that from like
I know.
your teenage son, like
Yeah.
I just feel like I've done something right because he's really turning out to be like a great human being, and I just freaking love him like I do. I love all my kids, but like I was really proud of him today, so it was a really cool moment. Yeah, I definitely think Robbie being on the spectrum makes it so that once he decided he could trust me, he has no reason to lie to me because he doesn't sense any fear in being honest with me. So I definitely think like him being on the spectrum plays a role in why he's like so straightforward and honest with me. Because whenever he's had a therapist that he doesn't trust or like connect with, he has been like, I'm not going to talk to you about that. And he actually just tells them straight out, like, I'm not talking to you about that. I don't feel comfortable with you. You're not my mom, and I'm not talking to you. And like he'll tell them. So I definitely think him being on the spectrum has like created the very like cut and dry, like straightforwardness that you get from him. How much of the chewed up cookies express delivery? Well, I still don't have your address, so I can't send you a chewed up cookie. You obviously don't have to answer that if you don't want to. I already answered it, so there you have it. But no, I definitely think it makes things easier and harder because I don't think he understood empathy. And I don't think his brain had matured enough in a way that he could understand empathy. Now that he's gone through puberty and he's getting smarter and older, he's actually starting to kind of understand like empathy and sympathy and like what that looks like and what that means. So I definitely think like he's able to progress better in therapy. Sorry, I'm laughing at the baby who's grabbing my arm to hold him. He wants my arm to snuggle him. He's so freaking cute. But yeah, so I definitely think like now that he's like more intelligent, he is able to understand those concepts a lot better. I just don't think like that conversation you guys saw was recorded like a year and a half ago. So he's just a very much different person today than he was then. And he's grown up a lot and changed, and he's grown like 1.5 feet. And our son, I'm talking about. What would you say? He's very different today. I definitely think he makes more rational and logical decisions versus like emotional. I think his brain is definitely matured in that way. You know how like before puberty you're just like an emotional thinker and then like the logic comes as you like progress. I think he's like his natural progression is good. Well, thank you, Lisa. I definitely tried to teach him empathy, but it was hard. It was hard. It was hard. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to cry. I just think. What?
Somebody want my general sense?
I have no idea. That's super important right now, right?
Yes.
My husband is concerned because he came home to eat his General Tso's, and he wonders if someone ate one of them. And I think that might be him looking at me like, did you eat one of them without me asking you if you ate one of them? I didn't. I did not eat his chicken. I do not like chicken very much. I don't like meat very much. It's pretty gross, actually. I'm thinking of y'all and I'm praying. Thank you, Haley. Oh, Cody. Okay. So some people dislike my videos sometimes, and it doesn't really hurt my feelings because I don't really like me all the time either. Like sometimes I find myself to be like really dorky or boring.
Amen.
And so shut up.
Amen.
And you just got the baby to say amen. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Daddy's silly. But anyway, so if they dislike my video and then they go like it instead of dislike it, I was offering like, I'll mail you a cookie. Like, I appreciate it. Like, Haley really cares about people liking my video. And so I started telling people that I was going to send them a cookie. Well, I said, well, you did kind of dislike my video and I really like cookies. So it might be a half-eaten cookie because I can't promise I won't eat half your cookie before I mail it because, again, I like cookies. And you did dislike it first. So I was kidding around with people telling them I'll mail them like a half-eaten cookie. And then It's Me has been on my channel for like ever. And he's always harassing me and my husband. And so I said, if you don't quit it, I'm going to chew up your cookie and mail it to you. And so it was like an ongoing running joke about a chewed up cookie. So now he wants to know where his chewed up cookie is, but I'm not even going to send him a cookie because he's a bully. He's a cyber bully, but not really. He's funny. He's a youngin. He's like a little adopted son to us. Hey, how are you? Battery operated trains, because I have a ton of battery operated trains tracks. No, so they're the little miniature Thomas ones. They're like really cute and little. There's none close to me right now, or else I'd show you. Was that spicy? Yeah. Do you need a drink?
Yeah.
Do you need a drink? Do you want this?
Yeah.
There you go. Say, Daddy, don't give me no more of that chicken. It's spicy.
Yeah,
It's spicy. Yeah, I'm just gonna straight out eat his cookie. That's right. You're seriously an angel. Your patience with your family, husband, kiddos. Thank you, Sheila. You're very sweet. Stacy, I am boring, but it's okay. I accept that. The only symptom I had of autism was not walking at age 2 and spoke at 3, and sometimes not making eye contact. Yeah, some people show limited signs and symptoms, and you could be like, if you are on the spectrum, Tia, you could be like very, very mildly on the spectrum. Like my firstborn, he is like barely diagnosable. He has like PDD-NOS, which is no longer on the DSM-5, but whatever. Like people who know autism still know what that is. And then the baby, he's more like Asperger's level, and then Robbie's more like Asperger's level. And my husband's like Asperger's level. I don't have a PO box, but you can send me an email, Ellie, or everybody talked me into starting this website where people can send me a coffee because I'm super passionate about coffee and I'm always drinking coffee, even late at night. Like I'm always drinking coffee. So I have a website. It's buymeacoffee.com/Kristin P, which is KRISTINP. But I didn't feel comfortable getting a PO box because I don't want to give out like my town and my state. And I also didn't want to give out my address. So you can either buy me a coffee or send me an email. But those are the only really two options to connect with me. That's hilarious. It is kind of funny about the cookie. Is it in your stomach? It might be in my stomach. I did actually buy cookies today. It's me. They're sugar cookies, and I'm going to eat them with my coffee. I'm so excited about it, actually. He's always harassing me and my husband. It's true. I thought I was the little brother. That's what I just said. You're the little brother. Ellie, no, she has a Buy Me a Coffee website. Yes, Kirsten, thank you. The baby's voice is adorable. Thank you. I would say so. He's pretty cute. Poor thing. Cameron thinks I'm hilarious. Stacy, hey, Kristen, what was your dream job as a kid? I don't think I had a dream job as a kid. I think I always just wanted to be a mom because I wanted to change like what I went through, and I never wanted my kids to feel an ounce of pain that I felt. And so I just, I did later in life want to be an interior designer, and then my job and talked me out of it. So then I ended up going to culinary school and did nothing with that degree because, well, I had a baby, and then it's long hours in a kitchen if you do culinary. And then I went to school for business and accounting and marketing. Is it okay if I want to say something about Robbie? As long as it's respectful, I don't have an issue with you commenting about Robbie. I'm 21, turning 22. I think I'm on the spectrum, probably Asperger's. I'm very functional, though. Yeah, so everybody in my household is very functional. Asperger's is not like... if Patrick was on, Patrick gets very upset because he says that people think that if you're on the spectrum, then it means that you have like mental disabilities that are so extreme. And that's not really the case. Like you would never really know my son had it at all. The baby, you can tell because he's a baby and he's lacking in certain areas. But like Rick, you would never know. You would never know Rick had it unless you really, really got to know him. But a lot of people don't get to know him like on that level. Because he's not a big talker.
I'm on another level.
Because he's on another level, he said. But he's not a real big talker, as you guys know. He's just, if he speaks, it's like golden, I say, because he just doesn't offer up conversation unless he feels he can add value to the conversation. I don't know. I take sleeping medication because I don't sleep well. Probably that's why. So probably like, yeah, thank God for sleeping medication. Have I ever made a video discussing the trauma you went through as a child? Actually, I did, Cody. It was one of my lives, and I don't know if I if I labeled it. It might be the one like where you can't handle the truth, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. But yes, I did make one. That's so sweet that you always wanted to be a mom. It really shows considering your efforts. Well, thank you. I just wanted to change the cycle. Like I wanted to be better than what I came from. Like I didn't want to be what I came from. Like I wanted to be better than that. So I don't know. Hey, how are you doing? Are you the Thomas the Train's battery operated? Because I'm 21. So you repeated that, and I already answered that. No, the Thomas the Trains are not battery operated. They are little miniature Thomas the Trains that you get in a surprise package. So they're like the little mini cheap ones, and they're super cute and just painted in plastic. But he loves them, and they're really cute. But they're not close to me, so I can't show you it right now. But I did show them at the beginning of the video if you want to check it out. Favorite blend type of coffee is a caramel macchiato, hot with whipped cream, 2 pumps of vanilla instead of 5 at Starbucks. But I have my own espresso machine now. It was something that I did for myself. It was like a year ago I saved up for it, and I bought it for myself because I was spending like $100 to $200 a month at Starbucks because I have a serious coffee. It's like my passion. So I'm not a 1-a-day smoker, like a pack-a-day smoker. I'm a coffee drinker. And my husband knew this when he met me, and it only grew, my passion for coffee. I was a general manager at a coffee shop. And so like it only comes natural. But yeah, no, I bought my own espresso machine and I've saved so much money in the long run. I do not love chocolate pudding, but if I did like chocolate pudding, I like the Thank You brand out of a can, if anybody even knows what that is. I just want Robbie to know how proud I feel to come across someone like him. The pain he has to go through against his own mind, that bravery is something. Lots of love from here. Well, thank you. I will definitely share that with him. He loves hearing all of the positive comments, and it's you guys that actually encouraged him to want to change. He said that it was all of the positive feedback, and also it was all of the kids that reached out to me for help and the families, and the fact that like so many people were struggling with the same thing and wanted to get better. It motivated him to want to get better. And so he was like, I never really like thought about the other side of it. And actually some of the comments are what like helped him to like transition and like want to be better. It's me. We got to get you to like coffee. You can't be my like son if you don't like coffee. Hi, Patrick. I was just talking about you. I was talking about how it upsets you when people think that autism means that you have like mental impairments and stuff. I was just talking about that. That's cool, Easy. I don't think he can handle battery operated right now because I bought him a train table and he snapped all of the pieces into pieces. Also, if you guys haven't, go like the video for Haley. If you gave it a thumbs down, if you changed it to a thumbs up, I'll mail you a cookie. Just send me your address. That's cool. You were a GM at a coffee shop also. And it was like a big chain coffee shop, but I don't want to like mention it again. I've said it a few times. If anybody wants to comment, you can. No way. That's cool. Seems like you have a passion for food. I do love food, but I would drink coffee over food. Like I could legit go the rest of my life without eating if I could just have coffee. Like macchiatos are milk based, so that's like food. Yeah, Patrick. I'm not your son. I'm the brother. Whatever. You're like the annoying little brother. You're like a little baby to us, and sometimes you're like an annoying little brother. It's true. I want to give you noogies sometimes because talking about it's me because he's always picking on us. And my husband thinks he's so funny. I don't think he's so funny. Yeah, 100. Just coffee. Yeah, Patrick. I could live off of just coffee. Well, good night, Charlize. It's nice to see a comment from you. Feel free to stop back and join our chats. We love having new people. Sorry this chat is such poor quality, but I tried something different because I couldn't use my phone to enable slow mode. But it seems to have worked out the bug, so awesome. Thanks, Lisa. Rick thinks it's me and himself are the funniest people. Who do you think's funnier, Rick? You or it's me?
I don't know.
He said,
I think he's pretty funny. I haven't got to know him good enough yet.
He said, I think he's pretty funny, but I haven't got to know him good enough yet. That's because he doesn't talk. Why don't you come say hello to everybody? There's a spot right here for you.
No.
Not you. Not you. You got to stay an arm's length away. Don't do it. You can lay. Yeah, there you go. You can lay your head on my lap. There you go. The baby decided to lay his little head on my lap. He's a snuggler. He loves his mama snuggles. He only likes me because I compliment his dimples every time he is next to you. He doesn't have dimples. It's not funny. Why are you laughing at him?
You acknowledge I don't have dimples.
I have dimples. Cody said, come on, Rick. It's Rick's fault for not coming on the live. I know. He doesn't get to know a lot of people. His circle's very small. But no, he's been busy the last like week. He just like wants to chill right now. I can tell he's in like, I just want to like sit and relax for a little bit and do nothing because he had a busy day today. So he probably won't. Okay, well, I've got tons of Thomas the train battery operated trains with all the tracks that go with it. Would you guys like to have them? So easy. That is such a sweet offer. But I don't really know you. You can send me a friend request on Facebook and we could discuss it, but I just don't really feel comfortable giving out like our address and stuff. So I would have to get to know you on some kind of level before I would ever feel comfortable accepting an offer like that. But it's very, very sweet of you and we sincerely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's right. But yeah, so am I in your circle, Rick? It's me wants to know. Oh, don't do that. That's bad.
Right now, I'm the only one in my circle.
He said he's the only one in the circle. I'm not even invited. It's not personal. I love Space Jam. It's me. You always act up.
Yeah, schoolwork.
Yeah, it's me. Gave out his address again. US of A, planet Earth is my address. Oh, the baby just went way up on the chat. Go to bed, drone flight said. Am I in your circle? You have dimples. Thank you, Haley. I know I have dimples. Patrick, I do have dimples. I know. And
don't they know it's not nice to lie?
They're not lying. I have dimples. Kirsten said she wishes she was cool enough to be in your circle. That's cute, Tia. Tia wanted to be a princess or an astronaut nurse when she was a kid, but she became a queen instead. That's cute. Yay, Tia. Happy early birthday. I already sang to somebody for their birthday today. Patrick, you're younger than me. You mean the lines. I don't remember what I said. It's me. I can't keep up with you. And now that you're like slowed down on how fast you can comment, it's hard for you. I know. But I definitely think we worked out the bugs, and so that makes me happy. Did you ever consider modeling as a profession? So definitely not. I don't think I'm model worthy, but thank you for the compliment. I did in high school model. There's a pet on the other side of the door knocking. But anyway, I did model hair and prom dresses once or twice, and I did a pageant once, and I sang for it, but I got really, really nervous, and it was so off pitch and awful, but I still sang it. It was horrible, though. It was so embarrassing, but I was really proud of myself for sticking with it and going through it. That's cool, Tia. They are not. Oh my gosh, you and Rick are gonna get seriously like. Patrick doesn't understand it, but I said I was going to give him It's Me a swirly, and then Patrick said, you want to put his head in the toilet? And I said, yeah. He just said I have lines, not dimples. That's what It's Me just said. He's only just saying that because of you.
No.
They're not lines. Look.
Dimples don't have lines.
This is a dimple without a line. There's lines over here. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm done. I can't. I can't deal with you. I can't. That's crazy, Patrick. And thank you, Haley. Thanks, Kirsten. But you guys are always like team Kristin. So, but anyway, okay, I'm probably going to jump off here in a minute. But is there anything last minute that anybody wants to say or any last minute questions before I jump off of here? I really didn't plan on coming on here for an hour, but I just wanted to test and see if, why is Rick being a jerk? Patrick wants to know. Patrick doesn't understand that he's not actually being a jerk. He's just being Rick. So his humor is very dry. We just ignore him, Patrick, because we know we're awesome. Him and It's Me always are picking on me. He's not actually being mean. He's just being Rick. I just wanted to let you know that you have a live video premiering, and in the other thumbnail, your baby is in it. What? Okay, I'll definitely have to look at that because I don't know how that happened. But thank you, Delaney. Okay, got you. Just thought I would offer. I'm leaving the chat, so good night. Good night, Easy. Have a great night, Cody. Thank you, Stacy. I'm the worst. Do you like chocolate ice cream? Yes. Tell the ninja he's the bomb, and Rick reminds me of my husband. I have a soft spot for him. Y'all just love to hate on me, that's all. But it's fine. It is what it is.
It's fun.
I definitely got to check out that whole premiering video thing, though. But thank you. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to jump off. It's been a night. I'm going to go spend some time with the baby. I want to play with these trains. I want to pretend play with him. And then hang out with my husband for a little bit, too, maybe, before I go to bed. But all right, guys. I love you. Have a good night. Bye.